Thank you again for tuning into our show. I'm Harry Greenberger, and I'm the host for the program. And today we have a very interesting topic. Following the Hurricane Katrina, there was a lot of talk about rebuilding New Orleans as a greener city than it had been previously. And in that regard, a few months ago, there was a major conference that was held here in New Orleans on that particular subject. And according to the reports, it says for the first time, local green building stakeholders, architects, engineers, planners, environmentalists, community leaders, city officials, residents, and more convened to talk about the ways to then turn New Orleans into a greener city. And one of the attendees at that conference is our guest today. It's Forest Bradley-Wright, who is with the Alliance for Affordable Energy. Sorry. Forest Bradley-Wright is the Sustainable Rebuilt Director at the Alliance for Affordable Energy. And so tell us now of maybe something about that conference, but more importantly, what has happened since then.
All right, well, Harry, thank you so much for having me this morning. And certainly this is an exciting time for work in New Orleans to make homes energy efficient, to use green building technologies and techniques, and for renewable energy. The conference was an opportunity for many of those who have been working on this to all come together to discuss what has been achieved so far in the rebuilding efforts since Hurricane Katrina. And this is exciting for us because our individual efforts have been productive and starting to show a sense of where we can go further. And to see everyone together, it gives you a sense of excitement and the potential that we're continuing to build on.
And I presume that since you are not each organization and each group working independently, that there is some sort of improvement in not only communication but in cooperation. Is that correct?
Collaboration is absolutely essential. When you think of where New Orleans was regarding green building or these issues before, New Orleans has many issues, and this was not one that was receiving the amount of effort, attention, and impact that it is today. So since that time, as people are rebuilding, there has been a real interest, a recognition that we can make our city, our homes, our buildings better. And working together is absolutely key for that. You have really four major aspects for success in this area: public awareness and interest, good policies that will support the public building their homes in a better way and improving the environment. Then you have two other very important elements. One of those is the business community, because the policies, the good ideas behind those, once they're enacted, in order to have impact, there have to be businesses with the services and the products ready to go and do the work, to get the job done at the end of the day. The fourth area of importance is our workforce. We have many New Orleanians that would like to increase their skill sets, would like to be more employable, getting good quality work in the rebuild effort, and building homes to be green and energy efficient. So with those four pieces, you can see why you would need a lot of stakeholders working together.
I hear what you're saying. Now, you also are associated with something called the Louisiana Green Corps.
That's
What
right.
is that?
That is a workforce training program for youth between the ages of 18 and 24. The individuals in our program have limited prior employment experience. You can think of this as the first step on a path for careers in green building and energy efficiency. So the Louisiana Green Corps has 3 partner organizations. They're a wonderful collection of groups to work together. The Alliance for Affordable Energy being one, the ARC of Greater New Orleans. they work with individuals with intellectual disabilities, as well as the Old City Building Center, who work with architectural salvage and resale. So as homes are taken down, instead of demolition, where all of the wood and the brick go into the landfill, which really is not good for the environment and it's a waste of resources, they actually capture this wonderful cypress. You've got cypress floors and beams in these buildings. You've got brick. All of that can be reused. So they use a process called deconstruction. And you know, within the Louisiana Green Corps, then, the participants are learning the skills that make them employable in the construction trades.
And particularly employable utilizing reusable materials, because I know right after the hurricane an awful lot of good materials wound up in the dumps. Is that pretty much under control now, that when they demolish something, what's salvageable is generally salvaged?
There is a lot more that can be done, and it's important that the organizations like the Old City Building Center, like the Green Project, even Habitat for Humanity and Rebuilding Together, all are prioritizing capturing those building materials and diverting them from going to the landfill. When I mentioned those 4 areas of public awareness, of policy, of industry and workforce, without having the businesses with the services and the motivation to be working in the building trades for the benefit of the environment as well, the opportunities are simply missed.
When you talk about businesses, of which there are many, many kinds, what in particular, what kind of businesses are you looking to for that kind of support?
Well, there is great business opportunity, as you mentioned, in the deconstruction of homes, in the resale of salvaged products. Our area with the Alliance for Affordable Energy is very active in home energy efficiency. You can build homes to be very energy efficient using advanced products. There's some interesting products coming now, everything from what's called structurally insulated panels that are very strong and easy to put together. You can build a house using these panels, to different kinds of insulation, everything from your blown cellulose insulation to what's called rigid foam board, and even spray foam insulation. The windows and doors that you pick, the air conditioning system, all of these have a very big impact on the energy use of that house, and those are new houses. So,
but when you're talking about businesses, or you're talking about the suppliers of construction materials and contractors,
yes.
What are there other kinds of businesses that you also are looking to?
There would be builders and remodelers, product retailers. I mentioned remodelers because, of course, you can build new homes to be very efficient, but we have many historic homes in New Orleans that we like these homes. We want to keep that. We're not going to knock down our perfectly good house, but we can make it more energy efficient. And the people who can provide those services, it can be contractors, to go into the house, find all of the air leaks, and seal them up using a variety of products. There's also an emerging industry that's been around, but it's taking a lot more business recently, and that is home energy rating. This is someone with a building science background that can go in and do a technical diagnosis of the house to evaluate just how much air leakage there is and where the major problems are.
Now, is that done for a fee, or
it is?
It is. So you would contact a company like that, and they, for some fee, they would come and analyze your home. Now, when you talked about the remodeling, but there is a great deal of restoration going on for homes that were damaged in the flood.
Right.
Does any of the FEMA, the road home money, cover energy efficiency installations as opposed to what may have been in the home before?
The FEMA money was not directed in that particular way. Fortunately, many people who did receive federal funds for